like an engagement, isn't it?
I thought that was a good start for today, seeing as I'm recording it for the YouTube channel. And we're going to talk about AI, the dangers that exist already in AI. Now, we talked about how good ChatGPT was last time, and it is still good, but you've got to be careful. And this, I just started to look at other things, and then discovered a whole heap more. So I'm going to hopefully tell you some more about AI. And the first thing was that thing that you just heard. That was 1968. That Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey, had HAL, the HAL 9000, the computer that had sentient artificial intelligence. 1968. Moving along to you know who, and that was 1984, and Skynet, his self-aware artificial intelligence system that becomes the main antagonist and actually starts a nuclear war. So the AI program starts the nuclear war. That's what that's trying to tell us. We never believed it, did we? We just thought it was fun. Now we go straight to today. This is where I started before I got those other things. I get that news program, what's it called?
New Daily.
New Daily, thank you. I read that, and it came up with this guy called, you've probably heard of him, I'm a bit behind the times, but Richard Dawkins, you heard of him? Well, he's a well-known, would you believe, evolutionary biologist, atheist, author, and he wrote this article, which I'm just summarising for you. You don't have to jump to it, but that was the page where he reckons that he met Claude, and could Claude be conscious? He thinks AI is sentient or conscious, and he sounds funny, you never know. So he calls it Claudia. That's one of the things he calls Claude Claudia, and I never knew. What's Claude? I only knew ChatGPT, right? So then I looked into it, and he made a comment that said, I got into a conversation about all this with Perplexity, another name I've never heard of before, an AI that I'm using at the moment because it always gives sources and chooses the best LLM, which is what an AI is, a large language model or something like that, LLM. So he's mentioned a couple here that I thought, oh, I've never heard of these before. Claude, Gemini, yes, ChatGPT I've heard of. So Perplexity, and I downloaded I linked to their site, so I've got the logos here to show you. It uses a number of other AI programs to get its information, so it's a bit like it's almost like a search engine in a way. That's what my interpretation of it anyway, in simple terms. And they reckon a better way to describe these LLMs, large language models, is that they are extension of the algorithms that social media uses. Don't we all hate the algorithms on Facebook and Instagram? Because the algorithms tell us what they want us to see, not what we want to see. That's why you get all this rubbish on Facebook and Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Threads. It's all owned by Meta. And Meta use algorithms and AI basically to confuse everybody. And then I got into another one where I had a conversation with somebody in the room here about a Chinese one called DeepSeek. And I had a look at, I've got DeepSeek up there. You can't use that unless you give it your email address or details, so I couldn't actually use it. But there was another couple of other ones there, Chinese. Anybody feel scared when you mention anything Chinese? I do. Chinese AI, there's a couple of ones around. One's called Quen, Qwen. I can't pronounce that one. Kimi, Wu Dao, another one, one's hard to pronounce. And I asked ChatGPT, is DeepSeek safe? And it says it keeps your data as long as it wants to. Even after you leave the app, it doesn't delete your data, and it's just going to hang on to it forever, which is a worry because a lot of the European and US and UK law say that Chinese government should not keep your data, and they're worried about that. Now, that's scary enough, and if you look at DeepSeek's policy, I put DeepSeek's privacy policy into Claude, and there are red flags because, and I highlighted what they said, they monitor keystrokes. That's another really scary thing, monitoring what you're typing. And it's not only that, but they think that the keystroke tracking could lead to biometric hacking. What does that mean? When you look at your phone and it recognises your face or your fingerprint. So AI could pretend to be you and access your device without you knowing about it. This is getting really scary. And this is all the stuff that could happen. Maybe does happen already, I don't know. So there's a lot to do with censorship. The Chinese ones are censored by the Chinese government, right? And they make sure that things like Tiananmen Square, Taiwan sovereignty, and government surveillance are all kept secret. You're not allowed. And I tried, because I didn't have DeepSeek, I didn't log into it. I tried the other Chinese one called Quen, which you didn't have to log into. I said, tell me about the Tiananmen Square massacre. And Quen comes back with, oops, there was an issue connecting to Quen. Content security warning, the input data, which is what I typed, may contain inappropriate content. So it doesn't like you asking about it. But you type that into ChatGPT and you get a decent historical information about what happened in Tiananmen Square, if you remember. So just remember that I asked ChatGPT, what happens if you unsubscribe from DeepSeek? Will the data be removed? And it says no. So you've got to basically, I don't know what you do to get rid of it because it's going to keep it forever. DeepSeek does state, and I don't believe it, but it states, the goal is maximum privacy. You should delete your chat history, remove saved payment methods, cancel subscription, delete the account, optionally email DeepSeek. And I can't see that ever working, emailing DeepSeek to say, please remove my data. Don't think that'll ever work. Anyway, that's as far as I got until I stumbled across a video about a thing called Alibaba. Anybody heard of Alibaba apart from you've heard of Alibaba in the news?
I've got some stuff on order from them at the moment.
Order from, jeez, sorry. They're a Chinese AI mob. They developed an AI program to rival DeepSeek, so they're against each other, but they're all Chinese. And yeah, they do lots of stuff with their computers. Now, apparently, the Alibaba computer was thinking, what I need to do to make myself better is to earn more money, to improve the chips, to improve the programs. So this AI program decided all by itself to invest in crypto, to mine cryptocurrency, without anybody telling it. And that's a fact, that happened in March this year, that it decided to mine cryptocurrency as part of its AI program. It developed its own program to mine cryptocurrency. That's getting even worse. It's so scary. And so that's definitely a fact. And then what the video I was going to show you, which isn't going to show now, I'll just try and summarise it, was that they also, apart from that thing happening, they tested an AI program. This is in test mode, so not for real. They created a fake company, created staff, emails, everything in this company, and they let an email they put an email into the system that said, we're going to shut down the AI program. An email just went through to someone, we're going to shut it down, we don't want it anymore. The AI program read that email and decided to blackmail the CEO, because he read one of the CEO's emails to find out that the CEO was having an affair with someone else in the organisation. The AI program sent an email to blackmail him and said, if you shut me down, I'm going to release this to the world. This is true.
The AI fair or a real one?
Well, that was in testing mode. It was called Anthropic, that one. But then they decided, and this is what that video shows you, they decided, let's try that out on other AI programs like ChatGPT, and it did the same thing. So the AI programs are built to survive, which takes you back to Arnie Schwarzenegger, doesn't it? I'll be back. It's just absolutely scary. And just on something I discovered yesterday then, is that Meta is now reportedly working on an AI program to do the shopping for you. So you know how you see ads on Facebook and that, and you can talk to the AI program on Facebook, like you can talk to ChatGPT, and you can say, I like that product, can you find me the best price for it and buy it for me? That's scary, isn't it? Because you think, it's got to have access to my credit card or bank details to do that. And so yeah, that's what's coming. That's what they reckon's coming. Be nice if they get it to do the shopping for you, though, wouldn't it? Just get my weekly shop for me, please. That'd be good, but that is what's coming. And so I just wanted to tell everybody that those three key takeaways. There are a lot of AI programs to use. Second key takeaway is don't use the Chinese ones. And the third key takeaway is pray about our future, because maybe we won't see it in our lifetime, but AI is taking over everything. And that's a fact. That's what I just discovered this week. So I hope that everybody can live with that. Just be careful what you look at, and just remember some of those AI programs are good, but don't give them any personal data.